Today I have prepared for you a selection of Turkish TV series with such a famous actor Alperen Duymaz. Opening today's selection is the series, Pretty Little Liars. When once 5 pretty girls, best friends were inseparable from each other, they had no secrets from each other and were ready all day long to discuss the problems, sorrows, and the joys of their lives. They knew how to be happy for their friend and to offer a helping hand in time if it was necessary. They had no enemies or even just ill-wishers. The girls lived an ordinary, quite calm life, which did not foreshadow serious changes or tragedies. And then one day, quite unexpectedly, one of the girls disappears. Years later, the friends receive a strange message that begins to unravel the secrets of their friend's disappearance. The girls do not leave the message without attention and decide to resume the search, but they have no idea what dangerous traps they will fall into in the near future. Did you like this series? Please write in the comments. Bitter Love. The series tells a dramatic story in which emotion overtakes over reason. Bulut, a promising young man, never asked for help from anyone and solved all his problems on his own. From the first meeting, the guy fell in love with a charming girl named Melek. It seems that nothing will prevent the couple from joining their lives, but in their fate appears. She is in love with Bulut and wants reciprocity. Her lust for love is too great and she's willing to do anything to achieve it, weaving intrigues, making treacherous plans. Another character, Ali, has a crush on Melek and wants to destroy the lovers' relationship. Boundless feeling overshadows the guy's mind, and in his attempts to get reciprocity from his beloved, he does not realize that it is impossible to get the love of his beloved. He does not realize that it is impossible to bind a person by force. Will the loving hearts be able to pass the tests to keep loyalty and devotion? The Last Summer. The life paths of Selim Kara, a prosecutor, and Akgun, a young boy who grew up in the world of crime, cross at an unexpected moment. Selim receives an offer he can't refuse from organized crime leader Selçuk, whom he sent to prison. Selçuk will testify in the prosecutor's case, but in return, he asks Selim to protect his son. Prosecutor Selim will be forced to bring the dangerous Akgun to his family. On the one hand, his marriage and family, which is falling apart, and on the other hand, the problematic Akgun, whom he promised to protect. Besides the bad, there are good things in life. Did you find this series interesting? Please write in the comments. Collision. Kadir, a policeman, feels guilty about the death of his wife and daughter. He decides to commit suicide by causing a car accident. In doing so, he changes not only his life, but also the lives of 3 other people on the road. Kadir Adali is a captain of the crime-fighting unit of the Istanbul Crime Suppression Unit. He feels responsible for what happened, and can't bear the pain. Kadir sets up a car accident, where besides him, 3 other people are involved. Zeynep is a bank employee, whose daughter Layla was kidnapped through her husband's fault. Semra is her lawyer, who helps to find the girl. Kerem is a thief and a poor guy, who just got out of prison and wants a fresh start. After a car accident, fate will never separate them again. The heroes have a lot to overcome and build their lives together. A Bodrum Tale. Eren Erguvan is a businessman, owner of a hotel chain. He is a rich and ambitious man. Together with his wife Yildiz and children, they lead a luxurious life in Istanbul. In Bodrum, where most of his hotels are located, there is another woman with whom he has a secret affair. Evren, after a series of wrong decisions, goes bankrupt and his whole life goes down the drain. The family will be left with nothing but an old house and half the shares of a small hotel in Bodrum inherited from his father. The Erguvan family is now forced to give up their luxuries, move into the old house, and start life anew. Bodrum, where they often spent their summer vacations, is now about to show them the real face of their family and life. Chill. Firuz and Ayaz, 2 young people responsible for their families, fall madly in love with each other. But at the insistence of their mother. Ayaz has to leave Firuz and get engaged to another girl. One day there is an accident at the construction site where Firuz's father works. He is accused of killing 13 people. Firuz, who has graduated from university, tries to prove the injustice of the accusation and prove her father's innocence. On the way to the truth, Firuz again encounters Ayaz, who turns out to be the owner of the construction company and has something to do with the accident. Hüker. The events of the series will unfold in Turkey, which is located in one of the most disadvantaged areas called Hüker, which translates as pit. Life here cannot be called prosperous, as this place has its own rules and regulations. Adhere to them must every resident of the area. Only crime thrives here, as nowhere else in Istanbul, the unofficial control of the neighborhood is in the hands of the Kokoval family. The head of the family immediately imposed a strict ban on the trade and use of drugs. Only such a circumstance does not suit one group, which is exactly this case, and trades in the criminal world. Yamak is a young boy, the youngest of the Kokoval family. He returns to his homeland because a situation has arisen that requires his urgent intervention. As soon as the guy was home, he immediately began to restore order in the neighborhood. After a while, he accidentally meets a young woman named Senna, and he was immediately struck by her extraordinary inner world. Do not forget to write in the comments what series we'll watch in the first place. I hope you liked the selection and you will subscribe to our channel and put a like for my efforts.